Hey, what's up guys? This is Elliot with another easy German grammar lesson. Today we're going to be talking about pronouns and verb conjugation. So in addition to the 5 verbs that we learned in the last lesson, we'll also add 4 more to those: machen, brauchen, sagen, and fragen. Just as a side note, all of the words in these lessons are taken from the 500 most commonly used German words, and I'll leave a link to those in the description. We're also going to fill out the rest of our pronoun chart. So last time we had ich, du, and sie, I, you, he, and she. Now we're going to add the plural forms and the unfamiliar you form, sie. So these are called first person because there's only one person involved, I'm talking about myself, ich. And then if I add one more person to that, it becomes plural, we, wir. And then for the second person, if I'm talking about you, there are 2 people involved, du for the singular, you, and then ihr for the plural, y'all. And then if you're an adult whom I don't know, then I'll use the unfamiliar or the formal form, sie, meaning you formal. So again, we have 3 ways to say you in German: du for the singular, ihr for the plural, and sie for the unfamiliar form. For the third person, there are 3 people involved. I'm talking to you about someone else. For the third person, we have and sie, he and she for singular, and then this sie means they for the plural. Also, we're going to add 8 more additional pronouns. Alles means everything, alle, everyone, jemand, someone, einige, some things or some people, das, this or that, diese, these or those, man means one, and viele means many. So on the right side, all of these pronouns end with an e, so you know that they're plural, so they'll fall under this conjugation. And then on the left side, we have all of these pronouns ending with consonants, so you know that they're singular. Man is a word which we don't really have in English. It means one. So we use this a lot if we're giving advice. So we want to say, one shouldn't text and drive. Man soll nicht simsen und fahren. And it's singular, of course. Now let's have a look at the general German sentence structure. For a statement, we'll start with the subject, and then we'll have the verb, and then we'll have other elements. So alle, that's our subject. Those are the people who are acting in the sentence. And what are they doing? They're understanding. Sie verstehen. Alle verstehen. What do they understand and how do they understand it? Englisch, sehr gut. That would fall under the other elements category. So again, we start with the subject, who's doing the verb, and then the verb, what's being done, and then any other elements. Johan in this sentence, who is the sentence about? And then the verb, what is he doing? And then we follow it up with where he comes from. Johann kommt aus Österreich. For questions, all we have to do is switch the subject and the verb. So in English, for this sentence, we would say, does Steffi go to England? But in German, we don't have to deal with a does or a do form. We just switch the subject and the verb. So we start with our conjugated verb, geht, fragen, and then the subject, the thing that's doing the verb, Steffi, and then any other elements. Does Steffi go to England? Geht Steffi nach England? Fragen Sie jemand? Do they ask someone or are they asking someone? So we start with the verb, fragen, what are they doing? And then the people who are doing it, sie, and then any other elements, whom are they asking? So fragen Sie jemand? Are they asking someone? So since practically all German sentences follow this formula, you can already say quite a bit if you just have this word order down pat. So the 2 elements that we have to have in any sentence in German is a subject and a verb. And depending on what our subject is, our verb will have different endings. So if our subject is ich, our verb will have to end with an e. If our subject is du, our verb will have to end with an st sound. If our subject is sie, or s, our verb will have to end with a t. If our subject is wir, our verb will have to end with an en. If our subject is ihr, with a t, sie, en, and sie, en. So if we want to say, I go, ich gehe, you go, du gehst, he, she, or it goes, sie, es geht. We go, wir gehen, y'all go, ihr geht, they go, sie gehen, and then you and the unfamiliar go, sie gehen. Same thing with brauchen and machen and sagen. Just drop the en and then tack on these different endings. An e or an st or a t or an en or a t. Brauchen, to need, ich brauche, du brauchst, sie es braucht, wir brauchen, ihr braucht, sie brauchen, and sie brauchen. Machen, to make or to do, ich mache, du machst, sie es macht, wir machen, ihr macht, sie machen, sie machen. Sagen, to say or to tell, ich sage, du sagst, sie es sagt, wir sagen, ihr sagt, sie sagen, and sie sagen. Around 80% of verbs are regular like this. Obviously, we'll want to use other subjects in place of those personal pronouns. Other pronouns like jemand, einige, man, viele, alle, or people like Katrin, and later we'll also add in nouns. Remember that the word order rules still apply. So for statements, we have subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb. And for questions, we start with the verb and then we have the subject. Kommen diese, do these come? Verstehen alle, does everyone understand? Wohnen viele, do many live? So if we're using anything other than ich, du, wir, or ihr, our verb will either take a T ending or an en ending. So for plural nouns and pronouns, like einige, we use an en. For singular nouns or pronouns like jemand or man, we use a T ending for those verbs, because they fall under the singular conjugation. So that's it for this lesson. Be sure to like and subscribe. Also be sure to check the description for exercises, which you can do in the comment section.